Hello and welcome back to Penguin Crafts. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this gorgeous gift box. It really is stunning. It's one I made a couple of weeks ago for one of our blog hops with my upline poodles, also known as Sam Hammond. And the theme of the blog hop was the celebration. So while I'm mentioning celebration, I'm just going to quickly show you the little leaflet you get. So this is the little celebration leaflet. So every time you spend £45 between January the 3rd, which has obviously already happened, and the 31st of March, you can choose a free goodie from here. So there's some really amazing items. I absolutely love this peacock here. Really, really beautiful. My other favourite in here is, when I get to it, are the pandas. They are so cute. Really, really stunning. There's also two items in here that when you spend £90 you can choose instead, and one of them are these thinlets, which I'm going to be using today, and the other one is this gorgeous stamp set here. Really, really beautiful. Anyway, back to what we're making. So we're going to make this gorgeous gift box here. As I said, this is using the celebration stamp sets and papers. The closing mechanism is really stunning. It just ties at the top, undo that, and pulls it open. If I can get my fingers in it. And there we go, pulls open to this lovely gorgeous shape. It's really beautiful, really different, so I hope you like it. I'll just tie this back up and then we can compare the two at the end. The one I'm making today I have tweaked slightly, just 'cause I wanted to change the measurements up a little bit. I just thought it was a little bit tall, so we'll see how that goes. I haven't trialled it, so fingers crossed I've got all my measurements right. And let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is some designer series paper, and this is absolutely stunning. Look at that gold fleck, look at it shine. And this is from the Painted with Love collection, and this is 10 inches by 12 inches. You need to make sure that the longest length, so your 12 inches, your paper is the right way up, so 12 inches along the bottom here. So as you can see, my hearts are the correct way up. The next thing you need is your scoreboard, and you're going to need your scoring thing. Sorry about this reflection here. It's sort of, what time is it? It's 7:30 at night, so it's quite dark, so I have got my light on, so I do apologise for that reflection. So on the long side we're going to score at 2 7/8, 5 6/8, 8 5/8, and 11 4/8, or 11.5 is that is also known. Okay, and then you're going to rotate it round, and we're going to score the bottom section now. So make sure you've got your bottom, the hearts in this case, at the bottom. And we're going to score at 2 7/8. And then we're going to score at 8 1/4. Okay. And then there's one more lot of scoring to do, so hopefully you can see those. I'm never sure which way's best to show you with these little ones. So there's the top section, the long, middle and the bottom, and then there's our 1 2 3 4 square sections, and then one little thin section. So the next thing we need to do is some little marks just in the top section. So right at the top where your paper goes, we just need to put a couple of marks. So the first mark we need to do is at 1 7/16. 7/16, sorry, not 8, make sure you get it right. In 7/16. And all I need you to do is just put a little mark. Okay, so the next one is 4 5/16. Again, a little mark. 7 3/16. And 10 1/16. Okay, So you can put your scoring board away now, and there's one more bit to do. So you're then going to need a small steel rule, your little tool from your scoring board, and then what we need to do, I'm just going to show you, is from each corner we're going to go up to the point and back down as a triangle, okay, up and down. But what you need to do is these folds, so where we've scored on this side, we're going to fold them that way, okay, so we're going to do the same on these. So if I do the first one and then I'll show you. I find it easier to turn the page rather than keep it still. I'm sorry if you get my head in shot. So hopefully you can just, there you go, just see the triangle shape. So just work your way along and do that all the way along. Okay. Right, perfect. So now we're just going to fold and burnish. So firstly, do all your horizontal ones. And then we'll do our full length ones first, and then we'll come back in and do our diagonal score lines. Make sure you get these creased well, as it is a thicker cardstock. So it's important you do that. Right, so what you can see now is we've got all of our score lines in, yeah, and we've got the ones at the top. So now we need to make these V's. So what happens is we push, at each V, we just push it in, just like that, and give it a bit of a score. Okay, and then the same with the other side, just push it and they'll come together. And you can line them up and burnish them, okay? So I'm just going to go all the way along and do that and just make these sort of peaks and troughs. All the way along. Okay. So it's quite easy to do, but just take your time so you can make sure you get them nice and lined up and to the point, okay? And the same with that last one. So that is all of our scoring. So as you can see already, what happens is these fold in on each other, okay? So now we're going to do a little bit of trimming. So at the top we're going to do 2 V's, one in there and quite a steep one up here, okay? And you'll see why in a minute with this, is when we connect these together, it'll go on the inside, you just need to make sure that it's past there, can you see? So we've made it nice and diagonal there. We're going to cut this bottom section off just as if you're making a normal box. Okay, so straight up there. And then we're going to cut up each one of the bottom ones, okay? So as you can see, that will fit together beautifully. So that is the basis of our box. We need to look at our closing mechanism. If I open this one up again. So as you can see, we only put holes in 2 of the sides. Yeah, and we did it at the sides, not the back. So what we work out is the little flap here goes at the back. So our 2 sides are here and here. So I'm going to do those hole punches now. So all you do is in the one that's in the sides, you just put a little hole. So we'll grab my punch. This is the 1/8 of an inch. And I'm just going to go in and do a hole in that one. And again, I'm just going to make sure I do exactly the same hole. So 1 in there and 1 opposite in this one. So there are my 2 holes, one there and one in that one. So before we actually glue this box together, I want to get my ribbon ready. I love making matching ribbon. So we now have our organza ribbon, which does come in Whisper White, but I love to colour it using our blends. So today I'm going to be using the rich raspberry one. So I'm going to cut a length off that I think I'm going to need. Oh, that was an ink pad, so about that much. And then the first thing I'm going to do is colour this in, and then this can dry whilst I am doing the rest of it. So what I'm going to do is start at one end and literally just colour the ribbon in. Just go all the way over it, and you need to do both sides on this, so just keep track of what you're doing. I know I'm getting my paper all messy. Sam will tell me off if I use this again in a video. So just work your way all the way along it. You might get a bit on your hands. It does wash off though, don't worry. And then we're just going to turn it over and do exactly the same on the other side. Most of it has sort of bled through on the ribbon, but there's always those odd little bits that haven't, and I just like to make sure that it's fully covered, just so there's not any of that white showing. So this is the dark rich raspberry, which will dry. So that's what it looks like so far. Okay, so we're just going to set that to one side to dry, and as you can see I have got it on my fingers, but that's fine. So I think we'll make the decoration before we glue this box together. So we're going to be using 3 colours. Oh, I've lost one. Oh no. So we're going to be using, I've lost my Dazzling Diamonds. What have I done with that? Oh, it's on the floor. So we're going to be using rich raspberry, melon mambo, and some of our beautiful Dazzling Diamonds. So we'll get our die cutting out the way first, and as I said, we're going to be using the Celebrate Youth Inlets, which are some of the ones that are free if you spend £90 at the moment. And we're going to be using the Celebrate, so I'm going to do it very similar to this. So I grab my big shot. Hopefully this will fit on camera, just about. And I need one with the Dazzling Diamonds, so let's get that in and just wind it through. I always like to go forwards and backwards with it, just to make sure. And sometimes it is a bit thicker, so I do need to go again with the Dazzling Diamonds, but that's perfectly fine. Just to make sure it's worked. Oh, I've done that offline. Let's try that again. Always something goes wrong when I'm filming. Let me just grab some more. So I'll just cut that out. So let's try that again, shall we? Back in and just run it through. I'll just do it a couple more times just to make sure, as it is that little bit thicker than our cardstock. Has that done it? Yeah. So you should then just be able to peel off the die, nice and easy. So just pop out any little bits that are left. It's just those 2 little bits which will pop out in a second. We'll do those shortly. And then the other bits I need is to do another one. Which way I'm going to do it? I think which way shall I do it? I think we'll go for Melon Mambo in this bit. So again, just put it through. This won't take as many times. just go all the way through. And that's all we need that for. So let's just pop these out. So there's that Celebrate, and just do the other one. So I've just got a couple of little bits left in here I just need to pop out. One last bit. There's always one bit when I do it. I do it perfectly every time, and then I come to show you guys and I mess it up. Where have I put my piercing tool, ladies? Where's it gone? This is what Sam would say. Sam would say, don't put it down, put it away. And I've put it down and I can't see it. So if she is watching this, she is going to be laughing and telling me off at the same time. So yes, Sam, I need to put it away, not just put it down. I'm not sure where that's gone, so we'll come back and do that later. But there are our two Celebrate sections. Right, the next thing we need to do is the decoration on here. So these are going to be a bit different. Today I'm going to be using hearts, and let's cut some of this off. This is the shimmery white paper, which I absolutely love. Hopefully, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's not picking it up very well, but it's just got a bit of a glisten to it. And the rich raspberry. So the first thing we're going to do is choose a heart, and I'm going to use this big one because I want the pattern of it. So it's really, really stunning. So this is from the Heart Happiness collection. And we're going to be using basic grey. And all I'm going to do is stamp on here a couple of times. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do there. And then we need to do some punching. So what we need to do is we need to have four punches I've got. So my 1 3/4 inch punch, I need to do a rich raspberry. No, I don't. My 1 3/4 inch punch, sorry, I need to do one of my hearts. So all I'm going to do is choose a bit of it I like and punch that out. The next one is the 2 inch, which is rich raspberry. Okay. The next one is my Starburst punch, which I need part of the heart again. So any part of the heart, whatever you fancy. And then the last one is my 2 1/4 inch one, which I need rich raspberry again. So let's move all of these punches out of the way. I do love punches. I do like thinlets, but I do prefer punches. They're so much quicker, especially for sort of multitasking and getting everything done. So let's just move everything out of the way so we can see what we need. So here are all our bits that we need. And ribbon's dry. Hopefully you can see that gorgeous colour. So let's get these stuck together. So we're going to use some dimensionals. Oh, I found my piercing tool now. There we go. So just going to put a couple on each of the shimmery white bits and then layer these on top. Oh, that was very off centre. Let me do that again. I do like dimensionals. They can be repositioned as well. So they're really super sticky once they're down. But if you do it quick enough, you can sort of move them around, which is great for people like me. Okay, so there's those two bits. The Celebrate You then, I actually glued these together using the fine tipped glue. So all I'm going to do is put a couple of dabs of glue on the back of my rich raspberry one. Melon Mambo, sorry. Just in certain places. Oh, I've got the end blocked. I'm just going to put some little bits. And I know it's not going to stick everywhere, and that's fine. But it just needs enough just to hold it together. Always put your lid on your fine tip glue in between using it, as it does dry out very quickly. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is line it up just so I get a bit of the glitz. So take your time and line that up where you want it. Okay, and just hold it in place. We'll get there, it's just because it's on this dazzling diamond, it does take that little bit of extra sticking. Okay, so there's the Celebrate You, and here's our 2 bits. Oh, it's come apart again, let me just stick that back. Oh, there we go, it's fine. So, I'm just going to weight that down actually using one of my punches. So we can just leave that over here. So, let's get this box together. So, grab your fast fuse and down the 2 tabs. This video is a lot longer than I was going to be. I was just going to make the box and not do the embellishments, but I did change my mind, and now everybody's probably watching this wishing that I would hurry up. So I'm getting there. So there's the box, and we need to fold them in. So find where your back is, and then we're going to fold in the 2 sides, the back and then the front. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the 2 sides, only a little bit, because I'm not going to put any heavy items in. If you are, you can obviously put more glue in. So that is our 2 sides. Let me find the back again. And then we're going to fold the back in first, and then the front in last, okay? Just grab my scissors to make sure that's stuck down. Okay, so there we go. So all you need to do then is, you can see that they just push in and fold together. Yeah, so as you can see, I've made this one a bit flatter and a bit slightly different shaped. You can make it whatever you want. All you need to do is make that top section longer. So the taller you make that top section, the more peaked it will be, okay? So, now we can just put our ribbon through. I'm just going to trim the end off it to feed it through. And then all we do is pull it together and tie a little bow. I'm just trying to find the back. So I'm just tying a bow. You've all seen my bow tying skills. They aren't great. I have been improving, I say, as I make a horrendous bow. But I think I am getting better. That's not too bad. And then it's time to stick our decorations on. So again, I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals on each one. I'm going to stick the bigger one at the top and the smaller one at the bottom. And then all you need to do is grab your Celebrate and work out where you're going to stick that. And then I'm also going to add a couple of pearls or gems. What do we fancy? Pearls or gemstones? I think I'm going to go for gemstones. So all I'm going to do is drop a couple on each of the ones that each heart in the flowers. Just adds a little bit of extra glitz quite easily to a card or a brief box. And I think that's it. So that was just some scissors. So there we go, there is a gorgeous little gift box again. So here's our two. Let me fasten this one up again for you. Slightly different, one's a lot taller than the other. They both have the same closing mechanism and the same style. I've just changed them so you can see really easily how easy it is to change them. Just alter the dimensions at the top to get a taller or shorter top. Oh, I've done one of my awful bows, so I do apologise. So there are the two options. I think I do prefer this one with the slightly shallower top. But there you go, two beautiful ones. This one here was perfect for Valentine's Day. Covered in hearts, celebrate, really, really beautiful. And this one here, perfect for birthdays or any other occasion. Thank you for watching. All the details will be linked below with all the measurements, what you need to buy to do this. So please click the link below. My blog is www.penguincrafts.co.uk. So please check me out. See you guys.